knew that I'd get to my losing myself in the view that's some window pane. I swear I'm all about peace, I'm a positive person. Wasn't always like that, you know it took me some learning. They asked me how I push a positive light, how I keep my composure through internal fights when addressing the mic through these dark nights. Where the Bruce Wayne, what a trick me. Here's some truth that I'll let free, Bruce Banner of rap if you ask me. When my will to win and the track meet, the secret is I'm always angry. Yo, gassed up, I'm about to go green, go green, go green. Hulk smash if she know me, know me, know me. Write it to life like I'm Stan Lee, Stan Lee, Stan Lee. If life's about to be a cold war, I'm the hero that they asked for. Green, green, green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. Get the fuck back, I'm about to go green.
When they come, and they will, they'll come for you.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
Oh, I thought the beast had wandered off.
You're missing the point. There's no throne. There is no version of this where you come out on top.
Let me infiltrate the beat, concentrate the heat. If you ain't on my level, fuck it, let me be. I'll be going till it's all in motion, talking killing rappers, then I hit my quota. And my train of thought is more a locomotive, talking reason for it, I got locomotives. Used to be on a revenge tip, on a stun on my ex and a friend's tip. I was Spider-Man whipping the black suit, I was powerful but almost lost Luke. Blurring the line between human and artist, try not to change but I swear it's the hardest. I swear when you're up they turn you to a target. Home was a trip, all I did when I'm talking. So, what it take to be an icon? All in your desktop, so I just might already be one. My me with the label, it feels on the table one sign, but I'm down for a free lunch. Just speaking my heat-seeking missiles of hits, but other than me, I see no heat exists. Yo, gassed up, I'm about to go green, go green, go green. Hulk smash if she know me, know me, know me. Write it to life like I'm Stan Lee, Stan Lee, Stan Lee. If life's about to be a cold war, I'm the hero that they asked for. Green, green, green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. Get the fuck back, I'm about to go green. I might begin making a feature Iraq. Cause when I hit your beat, I turn shit to Iraq. Dropping bombs like I'm cursing you out. This your house, then I'm kicking you out. Quiet as a mouse, came in the game, now the word is out that I've been lighting the flame. Shit is potent, don't you know it? I've been flowing steady, growing till they know the name. Saw it ahead of time, knew that I'd get to my losing myself in the view that's some window pane. I swear I'm all about peace, I'm a positive person. Wasn't always like that, you know it took me some learning. They asked me how I push a positive light, how I keep my composure through internal fights when addressing the mic through these dark nights. Where the Bruce Wayne, what a trick me. Here's some truth that I'll let free, Bruce Banner of rap if you ask me. When my will to win and the track meet, the secret is I'm always angry. Yo, gassed up, I'm about to go green, go green, go green. Hulk smash if she know me, know me, know me. Write it to life like I'm Stan Lee, Stan Lee, Stan Lee. If life's about to be a cold war, I'm the hero that they asked for. Green, green, green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. I'm about to go, I'm about to go green. Get the fuck back, I'm about to go green.
When they come, and they will, they'll come for you.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
Oh, I thought the beast had wandered off.
You're missing the point. There's no throne. There is no version of this where you come out on top.
Let me infiltrate the beat, concentrate the heat. Motion talking killing rappers, then I hit my quota and my train of thought is more a locomotive.
Good evening, y'all. Good evening. Good to see everybody here. Shout out to all of you who are here. Check it out. Here's what we're doing, y'all. I'm convinced we're going to have better ratings than the NBA Finals. So I decided to live stream at the same time as the NBA Finals. Shout out to me. I think they don't know what they're doing. No one needs to watch that crap. So we're going to do what we do. We're going to sit here and talk some football. And we'll talk what's trending in the transfer portal. We'll talk what's trending in life, in the world of sports. And we'll give a shout out to everybody here. If you didn't see me shut that hater down last night during the live stream, all you guys need to do, it's posted right now. Go to my channel on YouTube. Don't click videos. Click that little tab that says live. And when you go to lives, find the live from last night. The UFC Fight Night. It's so long. It's a 6-hour-long live. 6 hours long. But if you go to 3 hours and 19 minutes, 3 hours and 19 minutes, you're going to find the biggest ass whooping on the internet. You're going to find me verbally assaulting a man with no name calling, with just facts, and I'm crushing him. If you want to write to me on TikTok, please don't do it. I'm not responding to anybody on TikTok. We're only going over here on YouTube. So switch over. If you want to find the YouTube link, you can go to the profile, click the little arrow, click the little link. You can go there. Just go to YouTube and search Rico Knows. It'll come right up, and you can join the live show. I'm going to take all questions from the YouTube side of the house. If you got questions and you want to throw them at me, start putting them in the chat now. That's what drives the show. Your questions in the chat starting now. I'm going to get to the chat, but when the questions run out in the chat, the show's over. And our goal is to have better ratings than the NBA Finals. And I think we can do it. I think together, collectively, we can do it. You can watch me on TikTok all you want, but you can't see any of the graphics on the screen. You can't see what I'm showing you guys or what I'm talking about. Just a heads up. So first, we're going to start what's trending today. And, breaking news. About a month ago, there was a story that Ezekiel Elliott was going to be coming back to the Dallas Cowboys. It's a possibility. And it's not because he's so great. It's because he's so terrible, no teams want to pay him. I've told you guys many times over, you don't pay a running back his second contract under any circumstances. Don't care if he's led the league in rushing twice. Don't care if he's worth $1 million. You don't pay him. Go get a rookie. Go get an undrafted free agent in Keaton Mitchell. He'll be better for you. They'll move the chains. They have more fast twitch muscles. They have more gas left in their tank. Zeke Elliott coming back to the Cowboys is absolutely ridiculous. Look, he's going to come back. He won't be the starter. He hasn't been the starter for 2 years. I know he's the first guy in the game, but Tony Pollard's been better than him for 2 years. He hasn't been the starter. And they want him back. They don't want him back. They're willing to have him back. You know what kind of trash free agent market you got to have when you start contemplating going back to your old team? I can understand going to another team and it not working out, then going back to your old team. But you just got cut by these guys 3 months ago. Oh, you know what they like to say? It was caponomics. It was caponomics. This is not a word, bruh. Oh, it was just a cap casualty. It's not that we didn't like him and we didn't like what he brought to the table. He just wasn't worth that amount of money. Well, I've watched the man play. He's 3 yards in a cloud of dust at best. He reminds me so much of Trent Richardson. Reminds me of Barry Word. And a bunch of other running backs. Barry Foster. Just these guys who got 3 yards and nothing else. I mean, 3 yards a carry, bro. That's three straight runs and a punt. This dude's a 3 and out waiting to happen. I don't think he is him. Could you imagine going back to a team that just cut you? Think about that for a second. It's a job. You got fired. Let's say you were the CEO and you got fired as a CEO. You went to go look for another job. You couldn't find one. And they said, well, we'll hire you back. You can be one of our lower level managers. You imagine that shit? You go back to the company that just fired you at a lower position? It's bananas, bro. This is those girls who are married, get a divorce, and then end up being the side piece to their ex-husband. Yeah, I said it. You end up being a side piece for your ex-husband, meaning he still gets all the benefits that you used to give him. You still come over, he smashes, all that other good stuff, but he's still got other people he's interested in. He's still got another number one. You're temporary. You're not good enough to be married to, but we can share a bed every now and then. That's what it is, if you ask me. That's what it comes down to. Zeke Elliott going back to the Cowboys. I think it's a disaster, bro. It's a disaster. Give me Deuce Vaughn. Give me Deuce Vaughn over Zeke Elliott every day of the week, and more importantly, twice on Sunday. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday, give me Deuce Vaughn. Not this bum. Don't do it. And I don't mean to call him a bum. Do you guys see this crazy story? This is a crazy story. I'm pulling it up. I don't know if you guys can read it on your screens. But a doubles team was disqualified. Now, when you read the story, it's tennis, bruh. I don't know how tennis works. There's a person in a chair. I'm sitting in my chair. It's squeaking a little bit. There's a person in a chair. They're the judge or whatever, and they speak a weird language. They go, a fault, in, out. I don't know what they're doing. And out of nowhere, one of these ball girls, you know, the ones that are all running and they're always sprinting to go get the loose ball. One of these girls gets hit with the ball. So you're serving, or you're returning a serve, or you're doing the serve, and you hit someone. You hit one of the ball girls, and she starts crying. She's down and she's crying for about 15 minutes. And the other team you're playing against protests and says they want you disqualified because you hit that girl. Are you shitting me right now? Guys, this would be like throwing a football and it hits the referee in the head and the other team says, we're not playing. Are you kidding me? Why are we not playing? What are we talking about? The judge jumps off the chair, goes down to the little girl. She's 14 years old or so. And she's been crying for 15 minutes and she's in pain. The judge returns to the chair and disqualifies the team that hit the little girl. This was not intentional. This is absurd. To me, you want to talk about a sport that's soft, bro? This is the softest thing I ever heard of. You lose a match because you hit a tennis ball and it hit one of those people that's not a part of the match? And it was a little girl, so she cried? Are you kidding me? When I was a sports writer, there was a story about a hockey match, and somebody hit the puck into the stands. It went through the glass, and it killed a girl in the crowd. Now, I don't know if the other team lost the game because of that, or if the guy who hit the girl and killed her, did he get suspended? It's a freak accident. Bro, you disqualify this team, and it says it. The worst thing is right here. Umpire Alexander gave a warning before these two people, Buzkova and Sorbis, on the other side of the net, asked for their opponents to be disqualified. And then the judge says, no, let me explain it to you. They didn't do it on purpose. The ball girl didn't get injured. This is what the judge said to the team that was protesting. And then the team that protested said she didn't do it on purpose. The girl's crying. Well, yeah, she's crying, bro. She got hit by a 100-mile-per-hour tennis ball. And she has blood, prompting the umpire to go and see if the girl was okay, and she was sobbing. This is a real story, y'all. A girl started crying because she got hit by a tennis ball, and the other team lost because of it. Fucking bananas, bro. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This is bananas. Insane. I don't get it. Get that off my TV. Never watch that again. I'm letting you know now. We'll get into this. In a little bit. What else is breaking news? Oh, yeah. The sweep is on. Game 2 of the sweep is on. Shout out to the Miami Heat for prolonging their vacation a couple of weeks. By next weekend, they'll be basking in the sun like you and I. By next weekend, they'll be basking in the sun. It's amazing. I'm sure of it. So it is what it is at that point. Oh, by the way, a Dallas Cowboy was arrested. I should probably pull that up. It was Callaway, the wide receiver. He's arrested for outstanding warrants. Hey, driving without a license is not okay. It's not the end of the world. But what you guys got to know is Callaway, he hasn't played since 2020. This has been a troubled dude. Arrested in South Florida. He's a Florida guy. Used to play for the Browns. Got drafted. Hey, back then he was cited for marijuana possession and driving with a suspended license back in 2018. Still doing it. The rules of the road don't apply to him. I don't think he makes it in the league. And you know why this is significant to me? It's just a little something petty. He had some unpaid tickets. No big deal. No big deal. No, it's a huge deal to me. Let me tell you why. There's a guy in camp right now with the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. There's a guy in camp that I think deserves to be in the NFL, and he went undrafted. And it's Jake Hayner's favorite target, Jalen Moreno-Cropper. Jalen Moreno-Cropper, Florida State or Fresno State's finest, went undrafted. He's a hell of a player. He's in camp with the Cowboys, and as long as your opposition's getting arrested, you're going to make the team, bruh. I hope he makes the roster. If he does, you guys are in trouble because I was right again. But shout out to Antonio Callaway. He's a good football player. But shout out to him for ruining his chances in the NFL. I hope he never sees the field again. I'm being so serious. And it's not because I don't like him. It's not because I'm racist. It's because I want to see Jalen Moreno-Cropper make it in the league. And the only way for him to make it on that team is if this guy doesn't make it on the team. So they're fighting for the same spot. Let's go. San Antonio Callaway packing. But, yeah, he got arrested. Good riddance. All right, I'm going to move to the chat, and then I'm going to hit our topic for tonight, which, by the way, I didn't tell you guys. I didn't put it in the description, but I'm going to tell you now because I'm going to rename this entire video. I'm going to be talking about JUCO players. I'm going to be talking about junior college players. I'm going to make some videos tonight about JUCOs, but I want to get it started in this live stream, in this podcast, so you guys can understand how ridiculous the JUCO ranks are when it comes to complete misses. Like, all these people who always write to me like, hey, JUCO got some great players. You better be on the lookout, Rico. Hey, JUCO's got it all. JUCO's got players. JUCO's got players. And I'm looking at these guys like, you guys don't study this. You guys are just talking. Because you know of a guy in the NFL that once went JUCO. Aaron Rodgers went JUCO. Larry Allen went JUCO. Rico, you don't even know, man. So-and-so went JUCO. Like, just stop, bro. You're giving me all of these, these one-offs. You're giving me all these obscure success stories when there are hundreds upon hundreds of failures who went the JUCO route and never, ever had their dreams come to fruition. Never. I don't even care if they commit to a school. I don't care if they sign a letter of intent and they enroll and they go to practice. They don't work out like 90% of the time. And it's because the stigma, maybe, but more importantly, you're at a JUCO for a reason. Think of all these substandard guys that keep getting offers. They're not going the JUCO route. They have FBS level talent, and people are willing to let bygones be bygones. But when it comes to the JUCO kids, you better be very talented. You better be a model citizen. The only way you're going to make it is if you were a late bloomer and the recruiting services missed on you and colleges missed on you, which is a rarity, and you were under-recruited. Not a late bloomer, just under-recruited. You played your ass off in high school, probably won a state title, and nobody gave you an offer. Laying low. Maybe you were on a 1-8 team nobody knew about. Didn't make the playoffs. Maybe you were the best player on your team, and your team was trash with your 5'8", 180-pound center. It can happen. But I'm telling you, it's not often. It just doesn't happen that often. I'm just letting you know. All right, so I'm going to move to the chat. If you got questions about sports, put it in the chat. It'll keep the show going. If not, we're going to jump back over here, and I'll start talking about these JUCO guys. But let's see what we got. Here we go. Not a lot of chat tonight. That's cool. We only got 50 people in here. Shout out to the NBA Finals. They're competing with us. All right, yo, what up, Derek? What up, Seth? John, Brian, what's up, man? And then Cindy, how you doing? Rico, did you see UConn got James Burns from Austin Peay? I did, Colin Bolin, and I saw you guys talking about it the other night. For me, James Burns. So let's do this. Let me pull this up so you guys can see my line of thinking here. Austin Peay, and whoops, it's in purple because I've already done this search. Oh, I'm about to bust myself out. So when you look at wide receivers for Austin Peay, and this is what we're talking about here, James Burns, second leading receiver on the team at Austin Peay, right? 37 receptions, 474 yards, 5 touchdowns. But when I went and watched the tape, the only guy on that team that even blew me, pause. The only guy on that team that genuinely impressed me was Dre McCray. Dre McCray is and he's at Texas Tech, is far and away the best wide receiver on that team. So when I watched James Burns play, and I went and watched the game against Bama, and then I saw like 2 other games that I found on YouTube. So it's hard for me to do a lot of film study on FCS guys just because not all their games are readily available outside of the season. During the season, I can watch them all because I have ESPN Plus, but I don't know who's transferring, right? So it's just like, and I don't waste my time watching FCS games unless it's the playoffs. So James Burns, went back and watched some film on him. I think he's a good receiver, just not at that upper echelon that you would be expecting. At the same time, UConn needs help at wide receiver. You go and lose your 2 studs in the transfer portal, right? You go and lose 2 amazing players in the transfer portal. And what are you left with? Scraps, bro, scraps. And I think he can make an impact. I shouldn't say hope. I think he can make an impact. So congrats to them. I didn't make a video about it. I didn't talk about it. I looked into it, and I just thought it was a little lackluster, if you will. I'm going to roll him up into my spring portal rankings, and I'll talk about him then. Maybe show a play or 2. So there you go. But, yes, shout out to you, Colin, for asking. Yes, I did see it. Hey, what do you think of Texas State with an upset over Baylor, feeling strongly about this as a week 1 matchup? So, Zachary Bell, I don't think that that's a good matchup. I personally don't think it's a good matchup. A couple reasons why. Number one, Baylor has a really good running back, right? Baylor has a great running back room. And when you get a new coach, you're not going to be as well-oiled as you imagine. They're going to be working out some things and getting through the kinks. Texas State is a great transfer portal class, but the players they got don't have nearly as much production as, say, like the Colorado guys. So it's a little different. Also, what offensive coordinator, how accomplished are they going to be? How does their offensive line measure up? There's a whole lot of concerns there. Baylor has some straight animals. Baylor's only question mark is their quarterback position, but their team is a problem. Like, seriously, every transfer that left Baylor is a good addition to other schools. So that means whatever was not left on the roster is actually pretty damn good. I don't like that upset, Zachary Bell, but you said, hey, meant to say Rico. Okay, it's all good, but I don't like that one. It is what it is. What do you think Colorado's running back system will look like this season? Sports Vision. Let me show you. All you have to do when you ask questions like this is go in here and go to Kent State. And you go to Kent State, as you were, my bad, Kent State football stats. And you go look, because they're running the same offense that Kent State ran. And if you look, their leading rusher was Marquez Cooper. Their second leading rusher was Colin Schleet. And this is because they didn't give another running back over 70 carries. You want 3 running backs at 100 carries if you have a 3-headed monster. Shout out to Oregon State, Florida, and some of these other teams that use 3 running backs. But what you'll notice is Kent State used 1 amazing running back, a little Barry Sanders looking dude, Marquez Cooper here. I think he's 5'7", 5'6". Yeah, 5'7", 190. This is my Barry Sanders light. Marquez Cooper just transferred to Ball State. But if you notice, they had a marquee back go for over 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns in that Kent State offense. And Alton McCaskill, the 4th, is better than Marquez Cooper. Now, they're not in the MAC. They're playing in the Pac-12. It's a little different. But Alton McCaskill, the 4th, is your star running back. He's going to get the lion's share of the carries. Ride him. They don't want to hurt him, right? He did have a torn ACL last year. But you ride that guy your whole season. He makes everything easier. You make the defense put 8 in the box to stop you. Put 8 in the box, and now we have one-on-one coverage for Shedeur to make his accurate throws that he makes and let your guys do work. At the same time, you can put 3 to 4 receivers on the field and get 7 in the box. And now you have an advantage in your run game, and guys like McCaskill should go. The offense is not going to be the issue for Colorado. Colorado can score. What's going to be the issue for Colorado is depth. Depth in the second half, because they're going to be scoring so fast, their defense will be on the field a lot. Depth in the second half, and, just where are they at on the second level, meaning linebackers? Where are they at on the second level with linebackers? So they're not elite at linebacker. I love their defensive line. Love their secondary. Linebackers a little soft. But yeah, that's how I see the running back position play out at Colorado. Just so we're clear. Rico always knows. Greetings. Keep up the work. Thank you very much, man. I try my best. Wow. Tennis super soft for that. What am I talking about, Sports Hub? They go out and disqualify a doubles team for hitting somebody on the sideline with a tennis ball? Tell a little girl she shouldn't be there, bro. Make sure you hit the like button. Word. What do you think about UCLA football this season? King Vegeta, one thing nobody's talking about at UCLA football, they're doing things the right way. Chip Kelly's recruiting his ass off. They're retaining talent. Not a lot of people left in the transfer portal. Not a lot of contributors or production. They have a top 10 transfer portal class. They kicked ass in the transfer portal. Okay. They also have a guy on their coaching staff trying to build camaraderie in a very unique way, and only in a way that he knows how. And I think this is essential to your program succeeding, is like leadership training almost in the offseason. And the guy I'm talking about is the former, and I don't know how to say his name, but the former Navy head coach, UCLA coaching staff. So we know Chip Kelly's there, right? But the one that impresses me, we know all these guys here. Hey, I love Deshaun Foster, the running backs coach. I love everything they're doing. But if you look, they created a position. He's not even down here. He's not even in here. And the position is for the old Navy head coach. And he's doing, who's the old Navy head coach? Navy head football coach. I should put former. Let's see if it comes up. Yeah, this guy, Numatalola or whatever. Right? 15 years as a head coach. 15 years as a head coach. And now he's the director of player personnel. Is that what it is? He's the all-time winningest coach, Division I, blah, 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 blah. He's accepting a support staff position at UCLA. Oh, they want me to pay for it. No, but my point is, it's a really unique position for me. And I started reading up on it, and I just think it's going to have a positive impact on them. Now, UCLA does not have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. When you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. So they don't have a quarterback. They don't have a bona fide leader of the team right now. Colin Schley, I like the kid. He's gutsy. You just saw him. He was the second leading rusher at Kent State. Okay? He's a good player. But Dante Moore wants to be the starter by the end of the year. I think he should redshirt and be the starter next year. But UCLA's in a really tough division. Their schedule does not look easy. I like everything they're doing. But it is what it is. So I just found that part intriguing. The coaching staff, it's not even on the website. You know, you go look up their UCLA's coaching staff. He doesn't come up, but Ken Lolo, whatever his name is, that guy brings so much value to your program. He knows, he just run an entire program with military precision. And he was extremely successful at Navy. They know what they're doing, and you guys got to remember, a Chip Kelly offense is one of those triple option, read option, RPO type thing, and it's just a thing of beauty. And if you can get it down right, you start dominating. So I like UCLA. I like where they're headed, like what they're doing, but I don't think it's their year this year. Last year, they had a lot of pieces together. Charbonnet at running back, DTR at quarterback. They looked really good, and they almost won 10 games. But, yeah, I still like UCLA for what they're doing, and they're putting people in positions that are very advantageous to them. They have a good running back room, by the way. They do. Carson Steele transferring in, being a 1,400-yard rusher in the MAC last year. He's a Viking. He's going to be a fan favorite. You're going to love watching him. Seeing him with a good offensive line, it's going to be real. And one of the strengths at UCLA is their offensive line. Word. Rico, last night was epic. How you undressed that guy. Love the show always. Thank you very much, Q-Dog. We're going to do this every day, bro. We're going to do this until the world discovers me. We're going to do this until the world discovers me. Until you go to work and your friends know who the hell I am. This is why we're here. We're competing with the NBA Finals, brother. We got 75 people watching the show right now. We'll take it. 75 more than the NBA Finals. Let me tell you, nobody's watching that crap. I want to watch a team with 2 free throws. Shout out to the Miami Heat for trying to win a game only having 2 free throws. I don't have to watch the game, bro. I can watch a box score and go, wait, something's wrong here. 2 free throws? Also, do you think Blake Corum will be the same coming back from injury? Yeah, I think he will be successful behind that offensive line. That offensive line is amazing. Those two running backs at Michigan aren't actually that good. I mean, they have stats, and they look great. But when I watch them, if we had tryouts tomorrow, there's other running backs in the country better than them. If we were just having tryouts tomorrow, and we had everybody take off your shirt, I don't need to know who you are, and we're just seeing how they run. Make your cuts. Let's see some 40s. Let's see some verticals. Go run a route. All right. Throw some pads on. Let's see you finish this run. Whatever it is. They don't win that tryout. They don't win that workout. They're not the most impressive running backs in the country. They have a great offensive line, and they run good behind it. It's the best offensive line in the country. I'll tell you that right now. Michigan's going to be a problem next year because of that offensive line. They're going to chew the clock all day. Chew the clock all day. That's great. And what are your thoughts on EA Sports college football game coming out next summer? So my thoughts are, I used to love NCAA football. I used to love it. I love playing Dynasty mode. I liked recruiting. I liked the in-house visits, things. Towards the end there, though, like I think 2014, it was getting a little too tedious. I couldn't do the recruiting in a quick manner. My off season was taking very long. Now, I'm a different kind of dude. When I played NCAA 2014, I think I played it from 2002 all the way to 2014, maybe 98 to 2014, whatever it was. I got to be honest with you guys. I never played the games. Never played the games unless I was in the national championship. I would simulate every single game. I would let the computer determine if I was any good. Now, yes, when I'm playing the game, I would move my fastest corners, 3 of them, to quarterback. They were on the depth chart. I would sub them out at 60%, and I would just run options all day long, and I would win the national title. Just pitching, keeping, and just going. I would recruit. I would change my starting lineup for those games. I would put any tight end with a really high run block at wide receivers. They would just lay out the corners and then go get up on the safeties. I would do weird stuff to win. I'm that guy. I'm different. But I never played the games unless it was the national title. I just simulated everything. So I love the games, but I don't care what the graphics look like. I don't care what's going on. What I'm interested in is how they're going to do the transfer portal in the new game. Everybody's all excited about the new game. They want to do dynasty mode. They want to do recruiting. They want to do this. They want to do that. I want to see the transfer portal in the new game. I want to see how that happens. I want to see the recruiting of junior college players. I want to see what's up. Rico, why wouldn't the Big 12 grab, you meant to say grab, it's with the B, grab CU and Utah instead of one of the Arizona schools? Well, the answer is basketball. The answer is basketball. If you grab Arizona, you now got a basketball perennial power, and the Big 12 has an amazing perennial power when it comes to basketball. The other answer is the Phoenix TV market is much larger than anything in Utah or Colorado. So if you're talking about ratings, the Phoenix TV market is much larger. And the only appeal behind Colorado was their rivalry with Nebraska, because in the early 90s, Nebraska and Colorado were perennial powers, and they had a rivalry. With Nebraska not in the Big 12 anymore, there's really no appeal. There's no team in the conference chomping at the bit to want to play Colorado, right? But I think there's a basketball relevancy there, and I think the TV market in Phoenix is significant. It's much bigger than anything you're doing with Utah or Colorado, and that's a fact. Go Beavs. Shout out to you, Clint Moses. Shout out to Oregon State. They're a great team. I love everything about Oregon State. I really do. So shout out to them. Yo, Rico, realistically, can San Diego State make a difference in the 2023 season? Willie Bobo, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I looked at the recruiting. It's not elite. It's kind of average for the Mountain West. And more importantly, their best safety transferred. Their best safety transferred to Cal. Their second best safety transferred to Texas. Their Their best offensive lineman transferred to Ohio State. They're a feeder program for a lot of other teams out there. Their best players rolled out. They lost a stud of a quarterback in Willie McCaskill. Not McCaskill. Is it McCaskill? What's that quarterback's name? Let's go here. San Diego State transfer portal. It's something like that. I forget his name. So, they got Tavon Beasley. Hey, I need to make a video on that. Let's write that down. I didn't know they got Tavon Beasley. We'll make that video. Tavion Beasley. Cool. Committed on the 29th. I missed it. That's my bad. But they got Jaleel Tucker. I told you guys on tape, he's just a wide receiver. They have him at corner. Hopefully they move him to wide receiver and prove me right. Des Melton, tight end, just coming back closer to home. Didn't play at Louisville. No big deal. Losing Josh Simon to Ohio State. Complete problem right there. Complete problem. Patrick McMorris, their best defender, going to Cal. Sucks to be you. This was a very good young offensive tackle, Kapoa. I wanted him to go to Hawaii. J.D. Coffey coming over, injury-prone safety coming from Texas. He was once good. He was once a starter at Texas, but he's injury-prone, so I don't know how he contributes. Samela, he's just coming back home. He played at Mater Dei from Riverside. C.J. Bakersville, that's what I told you. Baskerville, my bad. Going to Texas Tech. I said Texas, I meant Texas Tech. So it just doesn't look – there it is, William Haskell. William Haskell, 4-star quarterback. They say 3-star here, but he was 4 stars. And William Haskell was a complete stud, but he got benched because he threw the wrong play. He threw the wrong pass. And when he got thrown out of the game, he did one play, completed a 2-yard pass. Coach took him out because he was supposed to throw the post. He didn't throw the post. He threw the drag down on the bottom. He played it safe. Coach took him out the game, and they never put him back in the rest of the season. He was in the doghouse. He quit the team. Quit the team. That man ain't built for this. Quit the team. So, for me, looking at San Diego State, I feel like they got a down year coming in. There's other teams in the Mountain West on the way up, teams like UNLV. It's a shame. So, yeah, that's where I see San Diego State. Shout out to them. Rico definitely knows. Shout out to you, Lord Lewis. I know you, brother. Shout out to you. I see Colorado going 3-1, upsetting USC and losing to Oregon. Q-Dog, you see some nonsense, bro. You see some nonsense. 3-1 means that they beat USC, TCU, and Nebraska. Do you know how many perennial powers in this country can't go 3-1 with that record, with that schedule? TCU, Nebraska, USC, and Oregon, and you think Colorado's losing one of those games? You have no earthly idea what you're talking about in that regard. And I support Colorado. But to say they're going through those 4 games and losing one, Alabama couldn't go through those 4 games and only lose one. I'm serious. I'm serious. Rico Knows, never in doubt. There you go. Shout out to you. Never doubt me, brother. Did TCU's roster recover from the losses of the personnel from last year? Why such the big spread of 23? So the 23 is just nonsense. It's people not understanding how good Colorado is. But TCU was never as good as their record was last year. TCU was blown out in the national title game because they didn't belong there. They overachieved all season long. If you saw their second half comebacks were for like 5 weeks in a row, they were coming back in the second half. They were trailing at halftime 5 weeks in a row. Those teams were so senior laden. TCU had so many great professionals on that team, they pulled it out. I'm telling you, Colorado State's in the first 4 games. My bad. But the point is TCU losing 8 players to the draft. And we're not just talking about average players. We're talking about 2 amazing wide receivers. Some all-time greats at their positions for their school. The best corner they've had in who knows how many years. Like, serious problems here. They had a great offensive lineman. They had leadership at the quarterback position. And I know Chandler Morris can play football. I like the kid. I'm just saying TCU, they hit the transfer portal hard, but I don't think they hit it hard enough. People look at me like I'm crazy, but I think TCU is winning 5 games this year. I think TCU is winning 5 games this year. Guys, all of my shows are recorded. They're all recorded. I could be way wrong. But if you read the chat, somebody just said, Rico knows, never doubt. At what point do you guys start believing me when I say shit? What point? You believe me now with the transfer portal. You believe me with recruiting. You believe me with my assessment of players. You believe me. When do you believe me with my assessment? After it happens? It's too late then, bro. It's too late then. Because then you're just some bandwagon jumping fools, bro. You guys ain't believers. So believe me when I tell you, TCU, they're not going to be in the upper echelon of the Big 12 this year. I've got Texas Tech, Texas, Kansas State, Oklahoma, all ahead of them. And I think Oklahoma State has such an easy schedule, they might be ahead of TCU as well. And I think Iowa State is much better than people realize. Go look at Iowa State, man. They lost all kinds of games last year. They only won 4 games. But you should look at those wins, and you should look at those losses. Let me pull it up for you guys. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Iowa State football schedule, right? You type it in. You never click on this crap up here. You click on the ESPN one. Don't worry about this season. Go to 2022. And look at this. They won their first 3 games, and then they lost. They lost to Baylor by 7 points. They lost to Kansas by 3 points. Kansas State by 1 point. Texas, 3 points. Okay, they lose legitimately to Oklahoma. They beat West Virginia. They lose to Oklahoma State, 6 points. Texas Tech, these are great teams, 4 points. And then they get blown out by TCU. 1 second. But the fingers I'm holding up are their 6 losses by less than 1 possession. 6 losses by 7 points or less. That's what Colorado's looking for. Be competitive in your losses. This is being competitive in their losses. They were blown out in 1 game, the final game. You're telling me you're going up against bowl teams and you're losing by 4 points, 1 point, 3 points. Texas only lost 4 games all year. This is incredible what they did. They had a 3-week run right here, this 3-week run of losses to Kansas, K-State, and Texas, losing to 3 bowl games to 3 bowl teams by a total of 7 points in 3 weeks. When I tell you Iowa State is a team on the verge of being good, it's shit like that, guys. And people don't realize it. You're sleeping on them. You're sleeping on them because you look at their record and go, they're not very good. Those are extremely good losses. Those are extremely good losses. And when you look at them this year, you go, okay, they're going to beat Northern Iowa. They got their hands full with Iowa. Ohio was a 10-win team, returning Rourke at quarterback. Oklahoma State looks poised to be better. We'll see. Oklahoma's going to be much better. But there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see like they're going to have 4 wins in 5 weeks right here. He's got to win this early part of the season. They'll have 7 wins. Shout out to Iowa State. Good luck, brother. Good luck. Another team to look at is Oklahoma State. And the reason why you want to look at Oklahoma State is they got a gift from the gods, a gift from the scheduling gods. So they go up against Central Arkansas. They have a showdown. These are tough games. These are tough games. But look how they end the season, bro. Cincinnati, UCF, Houston, and BYU. They got the 4 new teams to the conference in 5 weeks. The last 5 weeks of the season, they play all 4 of the new teams to the conference. That's crazy. That's crazy. They got all 4 of the new teams at the end of the season. They just I said, oh, wait, we got to play these new guys? Let's throw them all in at the end. all the new dudes got to play Oklahoma State. And out of all the new guys, Cincy's got the easiest schedule. Cincy's got the easiest schedule of all the new guys. Cincy doesn't play. They don't play Texas. They don't play Texas Tech. They don't play K-State. They don't play 3 of the perennial powers, 3 of the favorites. They don't play Texas Tech. They don't play K-State. They don't play Texas. That's why you guys ask me, Rico, can you predict how many games they're going to win? Well, shit, man. I think Pittsburgh's going to be down next year. So they're going to be 3-0. Have them losing to Oklahoma. Beating BYU. Coin toss. Losing. But look at this. This is very doable. They can win 7-8 games. Your first year in the Big 12, you're going to win 7-8 games? Sorry, guys. My nose is running. It's rough. I don't feel well. I had a home remedy. Somebody told me to take some medicine, take some pills. Some other woman told me to put Vicks behind my ears. I don't trust nothing you guys say. I'm just letting you know. So, all right, back to the chat here. Love your take on Justin Hodges. No way Ole Miss should have offered him a scholarship. Damon, you know why coaches offer kids like that a scholarship? It's literally arrogance. It's arrogance. It's coaches saying, I can fix him. We just need to get him under our roof. We'll make him a better player. We'll make him a better person. I can fix him. This is why they keep signing, Josh Gordon and Randy Gregory. I can fix him. He just needs to be with us. We'll fix him. We'll get it going. These coaches are delusional, man. No business signing that kid. None whatsoever. And I want to hold back. I just want to keep it real because there's a kid in the portal right now looking for a scholarship, and he's not going to get it because they'd rather give it to that guy. Just keeping it real. Excuse me for a second. Hypothetically, if every high school player only plays in their state colleges, which state would have more championships just for entertaining purposes? Well, the question really is how many colleges? How many colleges are splitting up those talented players? Because I got news for you. There's only one FBS school on the Hawaiian Island. And all those Samoans staying home and quarterbacks like Tua living there. And, you start running into problems real quick at Hawaii because they're not splitting up their talent. You can look at California, Texas. Texas got 14 FBS schools. They've got to split all those guys. There's too many schools in these states splitting them up. You're in Alabama, Auburn, Troy, South Alabama. You start splitting up a lot of talent when you got that many schools. But Hawaii intrigues me. They only got one school. I like Hawaii, man. I like Hawaii in that regard. Chicken soup, brother. Hey, okay. All right, so let's go over here. Let's talk about it. So I saw this story on Twitter, and I want to address it. JUCO running back Brandon Smith committing to Oregon State. So first and foremost, I see this and I lose my mind. I don't understand who's advising these kids. Oregon State has one of the most stacked running back rooms you'll ever see. Oregon State has a running back room that's not to be played with. I had it ranked 6th in the country in my running back rankings. We're talking about Damian Martinez, a freshman last year, rushed for nearly 1,000 yards. We're talking about Jam Griffin, transfer from Georgia Tech, was a 3,000-yard rusher in high school in Georgia. Complete stud, battering ram. Deshaun Fenwick, battering. Oh, by the way, all 3 of these running backs, no one wants to tackle them. They're all about the same. When you watch film on Oregon State running backs, there is no drop-off when they trade one of them in. When they rotate in another running back, there's no drop-off. Okay, Deshaun Fenwick, he's a transfer from South Carolina. So you got transfers from all over the damn country. They get to Oregon State. Jonathan Smith is a hell of a coach. Is the right winning, recipe. And they just run the rock down your throat. Ram it down your throat, bruh. These 3 are not to be played with. And they're all back. They're huge men. They run over everyone. As a matter of fact, in their game against Oregon last year, they were trailing in the second half. What was the score? Let's go look. Oregon versus Oregon State. 2022. Look at this score. Okay, Ash. But when you look at it, and Oregon State wins the game 38-34, what everybody needs to know is they were losing 34-17 in the fourth quarter. And they did 3, 2, and 4. They did a total of 9 plays when they got the ball back. 9 plays. All 9 were runs. They didn't throw the ball once. They ran the ball every single play, and they took this percentage right here and said, shove it down your throat. They said 100%. This thing was at 98.3% win rate, right? Win probability for Oregon. They ran the ball. That's all they did. They did not throw it once. They ran every single play in the second half to win the game, to come back and beat Oregon. They just ran it the whole time. Nobody talks about this. I'm watching film. I'm watching it. I go back and watch it. And I'm like, yo, what the hell did I just see? Keep rewinding it. Go back. I go, something's up, bro. They didn't throw the ball. They have such a stacked running back room. And what happens? They go and sign Brandon Smith. Santa Barbara Community College, Brandon Smith, running back. He can play next year. And what he says is, I feel like their running back's so good, they're going to make me work 10 times harder. Yeah, bro, you're never seeing the field. They got Isaiah Newell as well. They got 4 running backs. Newell, 6'2", 220. David Martinez, 6 foot 220. Jam Griffin, 5'10", 205. That's not true. 6'1", 220. They're everybody 6'2", 220. Excuse me, I got to blow my nose. I'll be right back. I apologize, guys. Can't take it no more. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. I apologize. So, what I was saying is Brandon Smith transfers to Oregon State. They already have a stacked running back room, and I have no idea how he thinks he's going to contribute. He only has 2 years of eligibility left, but he did rush for 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. Okay? He looks the part. I watched his tape right here. This is his junior college tape, his huddle film. And when I hit play on it and I go watch it, I see a kid. I'm like, all right, he's going to do some crazy spin move, break a tackle, stay on his feet, keep his balance. Okay, you're a good player. Why are you going to Oregon State? This is why when I look at JUCO commits, I just wonder, who's advising these kids? Because, of course, Oregon State's will take it. Hey, Oregon State's like, yo, we just got to get the best players in the house. The only reason you would sign this kid is if you convinced him that somebody else on your team is leaving. Because there's 4 running backs. And I don't think he's better than any of those 4 running backs. It doesn't make sense. These JUCO signings are, sometimes they just, and I never get excited about it. But you guys want to see some? So I watched the tape, and I know the kid rushed for 1,200 yards. 16 touchdowns. Those are some gaudy numbers at the JUCO level for sure, because they don't play 14 games. They don't play 12 games. But here's the thing. I say, all right, I don't know this kid. By the way, I don't know Brandon Smith. That's why I had to go watch all the tape. But I said, let me go to the rankings of 24/7 Sports to go look at their top junior college guys. And I'm on the list here. And there's Malik Benson going to Bama. There's Justin Jefferson going to Bama. And I'm just like, okay, let me scroll down here and let me find, because, I mean, I know these kids. Okay, Let's go find this guy. So I'm looking, and I'm like, guys, I scrolled through 186 players. 186. We're looking at guys that are committing to Butler, Hawaii, Buffalo Bulls. Like, we're looking at guys committing to Eastern, Michigan, like Rice. Are you kidding me right now? You don't even have this guy listed. They don't even have him ranked. He just signed with a Power 5 team in one of the most loaded running back rooms. He obviously was a statistical leader at the junior college level, and they don't even have him in the database. These websites suck. Their rankings are worse, but you don't even have a picture of the guy. You don't even know who he is. And when you're telling me, I scroll down just a little bit, and I start seeing commitments to group of 5 teams. You don't have a Power 5 commitment to the junior college level? That's absurd to me, bro. That's absurd. But you know what? Recruiting at the junior college level is imperfect. It really is. It's hard to project if these kids are going to be any good. I want to show you guys another kid, though. Okay? So I'm going to bring this down. And this is Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald versus Thompson last year. State title game here in Georgia. 2A state title game. And there's a kid. And now they do it incorrectly. I'm going to hit play on this. Give me a second. I found an error as soon as I started watching this. Here's Ja'Kias Jones, the quarterback. Doesn't matter. The running back is number 6, Jontavius Curry. He's this number 6 kid up here. And if you go watch this game, and I'm going to tell you how you can watch it. I'll show you guys how to watch it. But when you go watch this whole game, you're going to see one of the greatest running back performances in state history. Okay? And I watched this game last year, but pay attention. The graphic says he's a senior, 5'8", 170, right here. Jontavius Curry, 5'8", 170. He's about to get this carry. I've memorized this whole game. He's about to get this carry right here. And listen to the announcer. He says,
down. Great job there by Jontavius Curry, the 5'8 sophomore.
Boom, 5'8 sophomore. They call him a 5'8 sophomore the rest of the game. They keep calling him a sophomore, and he was really a senior. I'm convinced. I'm watching this game. This game is phenomenal. And if you want to watch this game, you can watch a lot of Georgia football. You just go to gpb.org. gpb.org, you go to their homepage. I'm on the homepage right here. Click on sports. You can do this on your phone. You can do it here. You go straight to the sports link here. You go to on demand. It's free. This whole thing is free. And then you just scroll down. And instead of doing all this crap, you can just go straight to football games, hit apply, and it'll bring up all the football games. Now, these are the playoffs. You can go, and then you want to see Juju Lewis throw for 500 yards. You want to see Milton Creek and Jamal Anderson Jr. and Caleb Downs. They're all here. Everybody who's worth somebody, Langston Hughes and Aaron Nolan that's in this game. You can see great high school football. But this is where you can just go to football championships, hit apply. It's a search bar. I'm blocking it from you guys. It's right here. Football championships, that little blue bar up here. And you can see all the state title games. You can see the infamous Cedar Grove and Sandy Creek, who did not score the touchdown to win the state title. You can see Mill Creek and Carrollton, 70-35 final score. But when you scroll down here, there it is. Fitzgerald Thompson. You're going to see a kid, Jontavius Curry, rush for like 250 yards, and it's in the most spectacular fashion. It's an amazing performance in a state title game. And the reason I bring it up is I want to make a video about him. I'm going to make a video about him in the next 48 hours for sure. He just committed to a JUCO. Not on the rankings. He's going to a JUCO, and I promise you this will be an FBS level guy after 1 year. He's going to go to that JUCO and absolutely rip it. But the websites don't show him. They don't talk about him. These 24/7s don't even know who these guys are. They literally don't know who these kids are. They just put a bunch of names on a list, put them in order by the school that they're committed to, and hope and pray they pan out. And I got proof, man. I got proof. Let's go back to last year's list. When you look at last year's list for junior college players, these were all the top JUCOs in the country, and everybody gets excited when they sign one of these guys, and they come into my chat, and they're like, Rico, we signed the top JUCO player. We signed the top JUCO corner. We signed the top JUCO. And I just look at you and go, no, guys. You signed a guy from a junior college. Congratulations. But I'm telling you the hit rate on this is 5% at best. 5% at best. I kid you not. I kid you not. You already know. Jeffrey Emba, right here, number one JUCO player in the country. Number one JUCO player in the country. Signs with Auburn, SEC. Rico, he's 6'6", there it is, 6'6", 305. He's a monster. He didn't play. He went to Auburn, didn't play a snap last year. Not a single down, not special teams, nothing. Hit the transfer portal this offseason. He's now at Purdue, hoping to play someday. Once again, transferring to Purdue, I hope he sees the field, but I still think these kids over-evaluate themselves and don't understand they're not as good as they think they are. You went to a JUCO, you got a chip on your shoulder, you think somebody missed on you. They didn't. They didn't miss on you. You missed on yourself. You're not that good. Aim a little lower, bruh. I'm telling you, Percy Lewis, next guy on the list. Next guy, the number one offensive tackle in the portal. Guys, look at this size. 6'8", 360. 6'8", 360, bro. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, I got something going on my other screen here. 6'8", 360. He started one game due to injury, and he played special teams. He was on, like, field goal blocks. He was on the field goal team, the extra point team. Percy Lewis amounted to nothing at Mississippi. He's still there, though. He's still there. Hey, I got to give it to him. He's still there. J.B. Nelson. J.B. Nelson, 6'6", 310, goes to Penn State. Now, I like the kid. He looks good. He looks like a model citizen. I've been reading up on him, looking around, trying to do research. Penn State, though, bro. Why are you going to Penn State? He played in 4 games this year, saved his red shirt. He's got 2 years of eligibility left, but he redshirted. Keontae Stewart, out of everybody on this list, Keontae Stewart was your only surefire slam dunk on the whole list. Went to Auburn. He's like 5th on the team in tackles. He's a stud. 6'1", I think he's an NFL player. Only guy on the whole list where I went, whoa, that boy can play. Out of this whole list here that I can see. Moses Alexander, Houston. They told me he was a great corner. 6'2". They say he's 6'3" now, 190. He hasn't played yet. And Houston, he hasn't played yet. And Houston went out and recruited some amazing defensive backs in the transfer portal. Utterly amazing defensive backs in the transfer portal. I'm telling you, guys, I just did the top 5. And of the top 5, only one of them even played. These were the 5 best JUCO players in the country. One of them played. And the only reason is I think some of these guys could have played at other schools. But they're doing this shit. You're going after SEC. You're going after Power 5. No, man. You gotta be realistic. DeCarlos Nicholson, another 6'3" corner. That's just why they're rated so high. Oh, man, he's a 6'3" corner. Dude, 5 tackles last season. 5 tackles last season. All on special teams, not even playing defense. Tyrone Weber, New Mexico Military Institute, JUCO, right? From Canada. Bro, he's gone. He's not even at Oklahoma State. He was off the team. He's not even in the transfer portal. His football career, I don't know if it's injury related, but his football career is over. He didn't amount to anything. He's the 7th best player in the portal. Rico, we got the best offensive lineman in the portal. That's what they're telling me. No, you don't. D. Williams, his real name is Desmond Williams. Desmond here, D. Williams, corner. Why? Why are we going to Tennessee, D? Why are we going to Tennessee? Now, he scored a touchdown. He's a punt returner. He's explosive and fast. Hopefully he shows out this year. Shows out, bro. I'm just saying. Marquez Gilbert, Auburn. Remember, Auburn signed a bunch of dudes, right? Auburn. If you go look at the stats last year, Marquez Gilbert was probably 5th among safeties. He's 5th string, bro. Now, this offseason, they're telling me he's in the 2 deep. They're telling me he's 2nd string. But that's the 9th best player in the country? 5th string at safety last year? The 5th? Nah. On a terrible team? I don't get it, man. Reginald Hughes, linebacker. He entered the transfer portal this offseason. Nobody bit. Nobody offered him. He withdrew from the portal, went back to Ole Miss. He's like 4th or 5th string. I'm not even joking. It's like he had 6 tackles last year. He was 7th on the team among linebackers. There were 6 other linebackers ahead of him. It's just people ahead of him. Tyrese Mills has not played at Penn State. Matter of fact, last year they moved him to linebacker. When they move a safety to linebacker, it usually means you're not fast enough to play safety. That's what that means. They move him to linebacker, and he never plays. So now this offseason, he's moved back to safety. Do you know how deep they are at safety? They don't even like this kid. They don't even like him. That's why they signed Storm Duck out of the transfer portal. Now, they lost Storm, but they were signing anyone out of the transfer portal because they knew they needed help at safety. They didn't want to hurt this kid's feelings, so they're like, hey, man, if you want to see the field, move to linebacker. It'll give you a better chance to see the field. It's exactly what they told him, verbatim. I read it. And then he didn't see the field. And now they're like, well, just move back to safety. And then we start getting to trash, and I mean legitimate trash. You go to number 12 here, Myron Green. Myron Green never played at Grambling State. He's committed to Grambling State here. The 12th best JUCO player in the country is committed to an FCS school. He's also committed to Alabama State. Never went there either. He actually plays at it's a Division II school in the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Starts with a D. Davidson? Davenport. So Division II Davenport is where he plays now. You're telling me the 12th best JUCO player in the country couldn't make it at the FCS or FBS level? He had to go to Davenport? I'm telling you, it's trash. Now, if you keep scrolling, you'll see Anthony Grant down here. He was the starting running back in Nebraska. He's got grade problems. He didn't play football this spring. They're letting him fix his grade issues. But his days are numbered because he can't make grades. But there's a guy that they kind of hit the jackpot on, supposedly. Yeah. I'm going to keep looking. It doesn't look good for the home team. All right, there you go. There's LaDamian Webb. So LaDamian Webb, right here, running back, 49th best JUCO. This is what they're all trying to do. They're all trying to find this guy right here. 5'8", 210 running back. Used to play at Florida State. So he's at Florida State 1 year. He actually played. Then he goes to JUCO, and then last year he's at South Alabama. That's what everybody's looking for in the transfer portal when it comes to JUCO players. There it is. That's what Webb did. 1,000 yards rushing last year. 13 touchdowns. This little dude, little Barry Sanders dude, 5'7", 208, South Alabama. This is a JUCO kid. Florida State, JUCO, South Alabama. But listen. He went the JUCO route, and he went to South Alabama. He didn't go to Auburn. He didn't go to Tennessee. He didn't go to Penn State. He was realistic about his ability. He was realistic about his desire to play football and be on the field. And he didn't give a shit. I'm going to take a realistic offer. I go JUCO, and I end up at South Alabama in the Sun Belt, and I'm still going to put up 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. That is something that I can respect. Not the nonsense these other guys are doing, trying to go to some other Power 5 school because somebody told you were a 3, 4, 5-star player in high school and you believe that that's where you belong. We've all seen it. Last Chance U, they're all sitting there. They don't want any other offers. Go back and watch that Independence, that last season with Independence, with that bum coach. What's his name? Jason Brown? JB? That bum of a man. That dude's just got a gut, a beer belly. He just can't even walk. sucking on a cigar, abusing his dogs. I'm just letting you guys know. Go back and watch that season. All the players, they don't even want their offers. But there's one guy out there who wanted his offer. There's two of them, actually. There's one going to Georgia, and then there's Chance Main going to Incarnate Word. And they might have all been laughing at him at that time. Who? Where's he going? What school's that? What's that? What's that? Yeah, he's still playing football today now, right? He's at Colorado. Be realistic about your options. Be realistic about what school wants to sign you, especially coming out of a JUCO. Don't go aiming for these Power 5 pipe dreams. No, go to a group of 5 and ball out. The NFL will find you. The NFL will find you. But you know what? I just showed you the top 12 guys on the transfer portal. I showed you the top 12 guys on this transfer portal rankings, and literally all but 2 of them are complete busts. All but 2 are complete busts. That's your batting average? That won't get you in the Hall of Fame. Hitting 2 out of 12? That'll get you relegated. That'll get you sent down to the AAA. That'll get you enlisted in the Army, bruh. 2 out of the 12 are football players. That's all I'm saying. I'll get off the rant. JUCO's not the way to go, y'all. In 2019, nearly 600 players were signed from JUCOs. Nearly 600. It was like 579 or something like that. In 2019, all-time high. Transfer portal opens up in 2018. And little by little, every year, JUCO, they don't get signed. This year, you're looking at like 150 total, 160, 170 total. And they're not Power 5 guys. I mean, it's a small amount going to the Power 5. So every guy who goes, well, I'm going to go JUCO and get a Power 5 offer. Yeah, I know. But you're not going to pan out. You're not going to make the 2 deep. You're not going to contribute. You're not going to be any good. That's what I want to tell those kids. When they tell me they're going JUCO and getting a Power 5 offer, I just go, yeah, I know. You're going to be that kid committing to Oregon State, that running back, and you're not going to be who you think you are because that running back room is stacked, and you're going to say, oh, I want the competition. No, you don't want the competition. I got news for you, Brandon Smith. You don't want the competition because you're going to be on the bench and in the transfer portal and losing years of eligibility. Shout out to the Nuggets. They're up at halftime, 57-51. It's going to be a sweep. Get used to it. Hey, guys, I just did a quick show, 72 minutes. Not going to keep you too long. Shout out to the 84 people who are here. Please hit that like button before you go. Thank you guys for your time. We just want to talk a little transfer portal football, take a couple of your questions. But maybe your friends don't know about me. Maybe nobody knows about me. But Rico knows.
Go green, Hulk smash if she know me. Know me.
And they will. They'll come for you.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
Oh, I thought the beast had wandered off.
You're missing the point. There's no throne. There is no version of this where you come out on top.
Let me infiltrate the beat, concentrate the heat. If you ain't on my level, fuck it, let me be. I'll be going till it's all in motion, talking killing rappers. Then I hit my quota, and my train of thought is more a locomotive. Talking reason for it, I got locomotives. Used to be on a revenge tip, on a stun on my ex and a friend's tip. I was Spider-Man whipping the black suit. I was powerful, but almost lost Luke. Blurring the line between human and artist. Try not to change, but I swear it's the hardest. I swear when you're up, they turn you to a target. Home was a trip, all I did when I'm talking. So, what it take to be an icon? All in your desktop, so I just might already be one. My me with the label, it feels on the table one sign, but I'm down for a free lunch. Just speaking my heat-seeking missiles of hits, but other than me, I see no heat exist. Yo, gassed up, I'm about to go green. Go green, go green. Hulk smash if she know me. Know me. Write it to life like I'm Stan Lee. If life's about to be a cold war, I'm the hero that they asked for. Green. I'm about to go green.